Alright, hey, so for my second video, I wanted to talk about my network. I got this router the other day, or a couple, I guess, 2-3 weeks ago now, but bought it used for $30. It's the Cisco Linksys E3000. Previously I was running a Cisco Linksys WRT54G. I don't remember which one it was, but I've relocated that to my parents' house because I upgraded to a router that supports gigabit Ethernet, if the device on the other end, of course, accepts it. And it does dual band, 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. Right now I've got the 2.4 gigahertz limited down to G speed, so 54 megabits per second. And then I've got the 5 gigahertz up to its max that it can support. I don't have many things that can do the 5 gigahertz, but the phones that we have are S3s. They can do 5 gigahertz and pretty much nothing else. If I had to get something to go over the 5 gigahertz, I would plug in the phone as the adapter to be a wireless adapter for whatever device it was. But these work really well. They're really cool. I flashed it immediately when I got it home. The guy had just the stock firmware on it. When I was at his house, I took my laptop with me to make sure to test it. And that's something that if you buy used electronics, make sure that you can test it. There's a way that you can make sure and verify that it does work like you think it will, because that'll be something that's pretty annoying if it turns out that you were wrong. But I brought my little laptop with me. I made sure that I could log into it. I wiped it to factory, and then when I brought it home, I upgraded it to DDWRT. And DDWRT is really cool. There's lots of videos on it. This particular one, it has USB support right there. It's got the WAN, 4 gigabit ports for the switch. The WAN is actually 10 by 100, so if I ever want to use this in a situation where I have gigabit speed internet, then I'll probably just use it as a Wi-Fi access point. But right now, our internet is nowhere near gigabit speed. Not even 10 by 100. I think we get like 20 megabits down and like 5 up, so it's pretty lame. Comcast is not the best. And we don't do anything other than internet. Everything else, we use BitTorrent, we use YouTube, but that's basically it. So that's the router. It's got lots of cool features. I've seen some of the other videos I've seen on YouTube are pretty cool, where you can, and this will support a USB printer, just even like a regular old dumb printer that you've got. Hook it up to your router, and then you got it networked to all of your computers that are on your LAN. So that's pretty cool. I haven't used that feature because I don't want a printer sitting on the piano. That'd be annoying and ugly. Our printer's upstairs. It's a wireless printer. And surprisingly, when I set this up as our router, and I swapped out for the other one, then nothing needed to be changed. I just had to set the settings up. The Wi-Fi password was the same. The other things, everything was the same. I just put in this, and everything worked fine. The printer's still working and everything, so we're all good to go. It wasn't a big deal to do that. I just made sure to change things, like set the same settings, and I was good to go. Definitely, when you do that, you want to back up your config file. So I downloaded the config file. It's on my computer. I think I even emailed it to myself, and I store it in a few different locations. So if I need to, I can flash it. I can do whatever I need to, and then re-upload the settings. Never want to upload the settings from a different router to something else. Like take your old config file and put it on a new router. That's not a good idea. You could ruin things. Just don't do it. But anyway, that's this part. So I've got a few different cables. This cable actually goes out to the rest of the network that we have here. So I am the one that is, for our little home connection, I do the management of all of our IT-based stuff. So it's my family, me and my wife and my 2 babies. They don't use the internet really, except for if they accidentally grab the tablet and open up YouTube or something. That's rare. But this cable actually goes out the back. Let's see, move the tripod here. Out the little cable jack there There, it's focused. So I just kind of like shoved it through. So the cable comes in, gives us internet. The cable that goes back out goes to a router, my parents' old Belkin wireless router that I've repurposed as a fast Ethernet switch. It's got 4 ports, and then the WAN port that you can't use for that purpose. So we've got that little router back there. I put it in a grocery bag because the closet that it's in outside is actually the exhaust vent for the dryer. So I hope that, I mean, so far it's continued to run. So I don't know if it's like very moist back there. I don't know. That's why I put the bag on it. Anyway, I keep my router down here so that it can stay cooler, because up on the piano it was not keeping very cool. So against the block, this glass block that's painted to be like a wall, it's cooler. So lots of toys, but that's pretty much it. I've got a switch over here. You can't see it, but it's back there. It's a gigabit switch, and then we've got the Xbox here. It's an old black Xbox for Xbox Media Center. Bring the legs down. Bring it down to more of a regular height. Yeah, one more. Here we go. This video is getting too long. 6 minutes. Okay, we're okay. Got the old black Xbox. Excuse the dust. Pardon the dust. The old black Xbox connects to a patch cable back there that hooks into the switch, and then the switch has a jumper or another patch cable that runs over to the router. And then here's our server, our file server. It's got junk around it because we don't really ever open it, and the DVD's in there that we don't need because everything is ripped to the server. There's a 2 terabyte hard drive in here for storage. That's a separate drive from the operating system. I suggest that you do that, and I'll show in another video in a second. Just to keep this one short, but I'll show what the server looks like on the inside, like software-wise, like the operating system and everything. Just a basic computer that I've configured to be a remote accessible file server. This is a serial box to cover up the holes, just to make it look better. I planned on fiberglassing it over, making it look nice, but I never look at it physically usually, so it's something I kind of forget about. Old white Xbox. Don't play that very much because we don't have Xbox Live, and I don't ever plan on doing that. Got like the first Sony Blu-ray player. Also, pardon the dust. It's just filthy in here. We just, I don't know. I don't always think about dusting, but now I really should. Then the Xbox. Then plenty of games and cords and CDs and a pair of old jeans in case I need the denim for some other thing. And then patch cables and stuff. Plenty of that stuff. But yeah, let's go upstairs. Going upstairs, diapers, because we have babies. Here's our room. We got the 40-inch Sony Bravia, which is fantastic and lovely. And then we've got... So here's the little switch and other network area up here. So, of course, for any tech-savvy family, you got to have the Obi. We have the 110 because the 100 was sold out. The 110 basically adds the line out, and you get 2 ports. Not really important to have this one. It's just this one was the one they were selling at the time that I wanted one, and that's the only one they had. So it was a fair price of $40, and I bought it. Got the TrendNet green switch, the TEG S80G. Gigabit switch. There are some of the things. 5. That's this Obi. It goes at what did I say 5 for? Oh, 5. Port 5. So it'll show you that you're at gigabit or fast Ethernet speeds depending on the color of the light. And then so we've got plenty of devices plugged up here. Still have room for one more. I think one of these is actually unused, one of these cables. I don't know. Not important, I guess. But I mean, we live in an apartment. I'm kind of ashamed of my wiring here, just because I don't know. I know better than this, but at the moment, it's really I can't really do anything about it. I don't own a house, So it's kind of difficult to be like, oh, okay, we'll just run cable through the wall and not have this mess. So I just leave it the way it is, and when we move into a house, it'll be much nicer, just because I'm kind of anal like that. But right now, I don't really know any other way than to, for temporary sake, do it like this. So I've got, what are we at here? 10 minutes. I'm going to wrap this thing up. Nobody likes to watch film videos. So here's my old desktop. This is the desktop I've been running for years and years. It's got some of the guts from my very first computer. This card reader in the front is broken. I have it disconnected because it makes the computer boot super slow, so I just took it off. It's still in there to fill the hole. 2 disk drives because I don't have the little plate that fills this one. This is a dummy. It just sits there. This is the one that works. There. This one doesn't work. But anyway, that's my computer. I've got stuff up here, a little toy truck, some bundling cable, or bundling Velcro, and then my 19-inch Acer monitor, which is great. And I've got my fantastic Logitech keyboard, classic Microsoft mouse, and various things. A wad of cash, some tubing, a paste stub. Basically, that's it. And I'll stop this video and I'll make another one.